Hey everyone, Tim Higgins here with ANI Solutions. So last week, if you're following my videos, we did a video on test matching inside TDM. Now today I want to talk about calling that from Agile Designer. Now to be honest with you, I had some issues with it. Worked on it yesterday, which was Sunday my time. So I didn't put a lot of effort into it, to be honest with you, but we're going to go ahead and work through it. If you've been watching these videos, I kind of make these a working videos, and I'm talking fast because I don't want to spend too much time on this today. But I do want to make sure, hopefully I get enough across where y'all get it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start a new one. Well, let's recap real quick. Let's look at our test match was on orders. And what we did we did it based off the orders table inside that comes free with TDM. Okay, so that way you guys can follow along with these examples. So let's go ahead and keep following the path. What we'll do is we'll create one, and maybe I thought we'd do orders ID. So what I did was Sunday I played around with products, and to be honest with you, some things didn't work the way I expected them to. So we'll get to that when we get to it. So when you create your project, I'll make it a start and an end. What we're going to do is we're going to do a process flow first, and this one would be get ID. Okay, let's go ahead and pull out a little notebook here, and let's say what I need to do is I need to find the orders ID, and then I need to maybe modify it, maybe, and then I need to generate if it doesn't exist. Okay, so we'll say make. Okay, so the first one's going to be is get ID. Okay, and these won't be our values. The values we could use. I like the, I don't know, let's see. And I guess it doesn't really matter because we're based off this ID. So I'm just going to get the first one. And then, so we'll put this one in here, and then we'll get one more, maybe skip down a little bit, maybe this one. Okay, oops. All right, that's fine. And now the rest of these I don't care about, so we'll just go ahead and say finish. So that gives us a process with two IDs, okay? Now, if you look, let's see, where am I looking at? Right here. So you have test data, you had find and make data. So the idea here, if I go and look, the reason I say that is if I edit my items, I have test data, I have make data, and then I have find data. So that's kind of what we're looking at. So let's label it the way it matches. So find is correct. So I need to find an order ID. Well, the next one is actually test data. Whoops. And really test data is nothing more but just passing in value, passing in parameters, right? Does it call anything different? I think it's called parameters, but it's okay. Maybe attributes. Okay, and then the make data would be generating data. Okay. All right, so find data is actually, surprisingly enough, it's test matching. And I think I said that last time, but all right. So that's kind of our flow. So let's save this. This would actually be our find, okay? Because our get. So let's go ahead and see if it's not too late to rename it. Find ID. Okay, and we'll wire that up here shortly. Let's build our flow up first. So now I need to know. Let me think. We'll do maybe a true or false. And this is ID 11113. Okay. Finish. We'll leave it as true or false. That's totally fine for now. And I'll actually stick that one on that side. I need another one of these, so I'll just copy and paste. Okay, so it's not going to be it's going to be the first one. Okay, this one. So we need it to be this. Okay, fair enough. So now what we need to do is wire them up. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put two more processes out here. This one will be make data. Okay. And here I'll just say this will call TDM to generate data. Okay. Finish. And we're going to take two of those. Now, technically, I would, well, you know what? Let's just make one. We don't need two. I'm just trying to keep the flow nice and pretty, but I don't think I'm going to be able to, so that's okay. Because I was going to copy this over there, but that doesn't really make sense. Because what we're going to do, we're going to say start, go find our data. Okay. Once you find the data, I want 110 over there, and I want 113 over there. Now, if it's true, I want it to go ahead and go through. Okay. And same with this one, true. Now, if it's false, I want you to go generate data. All right. So that's our basic flow. So start, find these two IDs. If you find this one, go bring back the data for me. Now, the truth is you'd put another logic in there to maybe say, what is the, because it's going to bring the data back, right? And what the data it's bringing back is the data that we have in our test mark, which is down here. And it's probably the table I should have been looking at. Because that's where our, this is where our test matching is looking at, okay? So I probably should have started with these IDs. Yeah, I should have, because 110 doesn't even look, it's in here. So let me clean this up 1 second. Just bear with me. Again, I said this is a working session. I said that on purpose. So let's change 110 to that one. My output, change it to here. Okay. And let's go ahead and change the other one while we're at it. Let's grab the next one down. That's fine. Okay. Because we definitely have to make sure the data is there. Well, the truth is if it's not there, hopefully we would put an error in there. And I can show you how to put an error block. It's very simple. And have our error block generate the data. But now we need to change this one to be 113. Okay. And that's how we're doing so far. Because the only thing we're doing right now is creating our IDs and just basically creating our flow. And this one was what? 1132? Okay. And that's it. And they're returning true or false, so I don't have to change the values on those. And again, you'd probably get the data back, and you'd probably do something with it, in essence, versus just doing this very simple flow that I did. So I worked on one over the weekend, and it, like I said, Sunday, so start, I got the products. If it was an Xbox, it went over here, and then so forth, and I think I took some of them out. But the point was I had a little bit more detailed one over here. But I wanted to build one from scratch. So let's do that. So I think we're good. So we changed our IDs, we're good, we changed our flows. So what we need to do now, let's save it, just so we don't lose it. I keep it saved to a file, that's fine. You can save it to a repository, you can save it to a file, you can save it where you want. And as you can see, I am connected to TDM. We talked about that last time. What we're gonna do now is just, let's create our flows as cases, okay? So what you do is you open up, maybe I did it too fast. And